Welcome, welcome. Boy, oh boy, I am so excited to present to you these beautiful ladies. We just wrapped up day one of the Design Live Thrive Summit. This is part of our speakers that are here to join us. We just want to have a little after party right here with you guys and talk about what the highlights of the day were. I'm just going to call on you guys. I'd love for you to share with anybody that's watching over on YouTube or listening to the podcast what you loved about today. So, Monique, I'm going to start with you. Tell us who you coach, what you talked about, and maybe what you loved about what you heard today.
I'm Monique, and I am a professional organizer and life coach. And I talked about the women in the midlife era, who we are, where we're coming from, where we're going to, and what that looks like, and how a lot of us can feel stuck because we're between seasons and wondering, what do I do with all the stuff, and where am I going, and what do I need, and how do I rearrange, organize, reset my home, the way I'm spending my time, and even what I think about. So when we stop and start with what we think about any of this, that really gives us a level of a foundation to go forward. So I thoroughly enjoy working with women who are ready to take a step forward and really take action. If you're an action taker, that's what I love. But what I really loved about today's session, and I had it on my computer, I was doing some work here, I listened to everybody's talk, is that everybody today, nobody talked about the same thing. And tomorrow, I'm sure it's going to be the same way. Everybody has a different life experience, a different expertise, a different thing that they're really good at and gifted at that they can go and share with the world. So if you are looking for something, check out all the different speakers, but realize that you don't have to have all the answers, and there is somebody out there who does. So don't waste time spinning and feeling stuck. Get the answers and keep moving forward.
Beautiful. That is true. There are all different talks, but I actually thought there was one common theme today, and I'm sure I'd love to hear from you guys. I thought it was all really about women calming down, like making themselves a priority, not having to be everything to everyone and on for everybody every day, 7 days a week, like giving yourself permission to just stop and take a break. And that's not something that we're very good at doing anymore, particularly because, and I think somebody mentioned this, we're not away from our devices. So it's really difficult to quiet our own mind and get away. So I love that. Monique, you had a gift for everybody. Do you want to share what that was?
Yes, I have a guide. It's called Get Unstuck, a Midlife Reset. So it is a guide that will help you stop and evaluate where you are now before you start to make changes or make some decisions. I think if we don't evaluate what's working and what's not working first, then we could really get caught up in adding a lot of things to our plate and not doing anything well. So resetting where you are starts with what's not working. And when we eliminate what's not working, then we can figure out, what do I need to do next? What do I need to add? What do I need to subtract? But just adding and adding stuff to your arsenal won't help you. It'll just keep you stuck.
Yeah, I remember the last summit, one thing that you said that really stuck with me, and maybe some of you others can relate, was all the papers that are in my office closet that are neatly in a container, but that are my daughter, who's going to be 33 next month. They're her school papers with her stuff painted on it. And, how do you go through and dispose of those? And when do you do it? And I'm ready to do it. I love the examples that you shared because that one really hit home to me too. So thank you. Okay, Michelle, I would love to hear from you. I know that in the chat, there was lots of talk, and I can say for sure what you have shared with me about the work that you do has been really mind-blowing, very fascinating. So I'd love to hear, tell everybody what you do, who you help, and what you talked about.
I'm happy to. I work with parents that have kids that have a lot of extreme behaviors, challenges, sometimes due to neurodivergence, sometimes because of trauma, attachment issues. And there's just many kids that have extreme behaviors, and parents have no idea what to do. And counselors and professionals and schools and people that have no idea what to tell them to do. So I love the hands-on, here's what you can do. And I think that's what I also really loved about the other coaches and what they shared, because everything was like, get in there and get it. I wrote down like little things that kind of stood out to me. Monique had said at one point, you're not stuck, you're shifting. And I thought that was really cool. And then I really loved Cheryl. She's not in here today, right now, but she had said she named the different kind of overthinkers. And I thought that was really great. And yeah, just Thais moving from should to being. Yeah, I loved it. And oh, I know the one that really got me, I think that other people would agree too, was control your breath, control your life.
Oh, yes. I wrote
Yeah,
that.
and I teach parents how to get regulated so that their kids can regulate. And so there was a lot of things that fit in with the work that I do too. So it was great.
Well, Michelle, I have to say, and did not talk about this at the summit, but for anybody who's listening, the work that she does really is important. When we first started talking, Michelle, you were talking about having safety in a home, and the kids that really are, and it's not their fault, but they really have issues with violence and with potentially hurting somebody else in the home sometimes. And you're the person that's helping and supporting that. And that just, my gosh, helping the parents and helping the parents figure out how to help the child. And I just thought my heart just went out to you and to all the families that you're helping. And I was like, thank God there's somebody like Michelle who is really advocating for those people and specifically saying, I'm going to help solve this problem, because so often nobody wants to solve it. I think you've talked about they're in residential care and the families are not equipped to have the child come home.
Yeah, and a lot of times the answers that parents get, everything from just let the kids destroy the house to send them away, call the police. And it's not that we don't use different outside tools if we need to, because safety is so important. But to be able to sit with parents and talk to them about what's going on and have some actual solutions and help them to calm their nervous system down, because it's intense living with that all the time.
That was my takeaway from you, Michelle. I wrote down, like, you co-regulate. You said regulate yourself so you can regulate your child. And just the interesting idea that there's parents with ADHD that can't regulate themselves and children with it. So it's a interesting combination that honestly, I had never thought of that fact before. So thank you so very much for that. Soul.
What a treat. I'm Sol Garcia. I serve as an executive function consultant in Los Angeles, California. I'm 10 months postpartum with baby number 3, and my brain is on fire. I support women who need a little help executing. Ultimately, that's what I do. I help women execute, and all I change is the dosage. So, do we need 90 minutes or do we need 90 days? Is ultimately what I do. And being able to present at the summit was an amazing experience, Debbie. The fact that you invented this entire experience for us is such a treat. I learned so much from every speaker. I too was in the background listening to everyone and cheering everyone on. And the diversity is incredible. And I agree that the one theme I walked away with was our central nervous system. Another way of putting that is regulation. And I hadn't seen that pattern in any other of our talks. And it was really mind blowing for me to see it kind of align. And yeah, the little girl in me could see how Dr. Michelle is supporting my inner child and also my mommy version. And Norma, your work is so important. And my body started to relax when you were talking, like, this all makes so much sense. And Kathleen, this was a treat truly for all of us. You took us on a journey, and thank you for that and your generosity. Monique, you just like always blow me away with how you make everything so simple and clear. And I appreciate the way that you make us feel like we can execute and take action without judgment. That's always so unique to you. And Rachel, I know who I'm calling when I have my next event.
There you go. That's awesome. Well, Sol, I'm going to give you kudos because I'm telling you what, you blew up the chat. If you guys are hanging around here wondering what this is all about and you did not attend the summit, I want to encourage you to go to designlivethrive.com and get a replay, because the conversations that were had on this first day of our Design Life Thrive Summit were incredible. And Soul's conversation, as I said, lit up the chat. I hate to say it, but maybe more than everybody, because I think every one of us was like executive. And did you say dysfunction? Is that the way you said it, Soul?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that their brain is a muscle that can be improved. And ultimately, I just wanted everyone, when they heard me speak, to not feel intimidated by any kind of academic jargon or really intense statistics, and understand that there are words to describe why we have certain dysfunctions and there are ways to get out of it. The analogy I gave is, I'm 40 pounds overweight. I'm not going to go to a mechanic and say, hey, can you help me with this weight? I know who to go to, but no one really knows who to go to when their brain is on fire and they need help and they can't seem to execute and they're stuck with procrastination, time blindness, analysis paralysis. So I wanted to make sure everyone knew, I see you, I hear you, and I feel you. You are not alone, and come join me for an assessment. Knowing a number that is attached to our executive functioning skills is so powerful. It's empowering to know where one stands. It has not mattered what the score is. Everyone that I have assessed has been blown away by how much I know about them just by reading their evaluative reports. So I can't recommend it enough. And I can't wait to do this again in September, Debbie.
That's fantastic. I hope everybody is back for sure. When Sol and I first met and we were talking about what this looks like for people, she mentioned our first call about like, well, you might forget the Valentine's Day things. And I had to laugh because this morning, as a parent, you might forget to send the Valentine cards to the party. And I was discussing with my husband this morning, I hope that my daughter puts the Valentine shirt on my grandkids that I bought. And I was going, she better put those on because it's like one day of the year. And my husband was saying, honey, this is not a priority for her. And I'm pretty sure she's going to forget. It's at all levels that we're trying to figure out how to deal with it. But you did, you talk about normalizing, and you did normalize. Yes, we do forget. And yes, sometimes we're overbuying out of guilt because we have forgotten things. And thank you for that. I will leave everybody's links for their freebies, which includes an assessment with Sol. And I just want to mention, out of respect for Sol, she didn't ask me to say this, but I know that those sessions cost money. And so I really want to encourage you guys, please schedule the session with her. Absolutely do that. I believe you're going to leave a cell number that they can text you on. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a really easy number. And in fact, I'm going to challenge the listener to memorize it because it's a sign of working memory. Okay. So I'm in Los Angeles. The LA area code is 310. So start there, 310. The next three digits are really easy. It's 400. Okay. So let's test your working memory. 310, 400. And then it's 0239, 0239. So 310 400 0239. And I'm not on social media. I choose to, my work is very intimate and high touch. So text me your name and I will follow up with you, send you an assessment. We'll do the review. And yeah, we'll take it from there.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see, who else do we have here? Rachel, tell us what you were doing at the summit today, and we'd love to hear from you. What was your perspective and what was the big takeaway you had?
So Rachel Capel, I'm an event photography owner in San Francisco Bay Area. I help photography business owners go from 5 to 6 figures and just up level their photography business. And today was just really unbelievable. I mean, every single person that I saw, which I think I saw almost everyone, Norma, Kathleen, Sol, Dr. Michelle, Monique, I could take away something from each and every one of you for sure. Some I definitely resonated with. Monique, I just cleaned my office yesterday and that was like so cathartic, throwing away all the stuff I don't need. And yeah, I mean, just there's so many aspects. Kathleen, like we talked about it earlier, but it just solidifies the importance of coaching and seeing where your blind spots are. I was a collegiate athlete, a swimmer in college, and I didn't realize I was over rotating my right arm by like a millimeter, like 1,000 times a day. And that led to like shoulder injury, right? But you don't know because you're in the water swimming, and being able to see the things and see how your mind is working, Soul, and fix the little things that you don't see is just so important. And yeah, I feel so blessed and honored to be a part of this, and grateful for you, Debbie and Thais, and everyone here. Just so many good takeaways. I don't know. I don't have enough time in the day to do it all, but there's coaching right there to help me with that. So it was just a great day, and I know tomorrow will be even better. And I just look forward to being able to help anyone that I can. And yeah, it was just a really wonderful experience front to back. And these ladies here are just phenomenal and have such gifts to give everyone. So that was my takeaway. Just grateful.
So what I love about what Rachel was talking about is she's really a business strategist at heart. But even deeper than that, what she is somebody who has transformed herself and her business, herself in so many ways personally, her business financially, the impact that she has with her, the work that she literally does, capturing memories, right? She's done all of that through mindset. And it was fun today in the chat. There was a question. Somebody said, well, she lives in California. And you were
Yeah.
talking about your success. And it was like, yes, and.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing to look at that, to see
Yep.
what's going on in your head.
And I think that like I was such a great example of being rubbed the wrong way by that planner. And I could have used that and just stuck with it and been like, I don't care if I work with her again. But I was like, no, that I recognize through the coaching that I've done with myself through the years that no, that's a limiting belief. And if I do think that way, I can miss out on opportunity. And trust me, I was just at a wedding the last 2 months ago in November, maybe 3 months, and the photographer got paid like $6,000. I asked him because I'm not scared to ask, because I want to be able to help people overcome their obstacles that hold them back, because I've had to do it. And it's proven to be a blessing. And I swear, if I can do it, anyone can do it. It really is not. It's just getting out of your own way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I second that. I want to go to Michelle next because I know, Michelle, you need to drop off that episode, but I would love to hear something about what it took to create this experience. I think you're such a fun example for you to talk about the summit and all kind of that went into it, what you did to create your part in the summit, because so many people that attended this summit or that are listening to this episode, they're like, well, yeah, I can do a talk. Like I do a talk like 30 minutes. Yeah, I can do it. And there is that part of the talk, but there's all this other stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And Michelle, I love it because you already have a thriving business. You already are a published author. You did not need any credibility that this summit provided for you. And yet you posted a post that said, I'm going to be a speaker at the Design Live Thrive Summit. And I believe, if I'm correct, you got a response.
Yeah, so it's been actually quite an incredible journey since I started working with Deb and getting ready for the summit. Well, even preparing the workshop, like just staying really clear on my message, because I can talk a lot about a lot of different things of like why the kids act this way and what's going on in their brain. I love talking about executive functioning skills. And Debbie would remind me that that's not what you really do. And I loved that we were able to give these talks and give all this information and not have to use notes, that this is something that we could talk about all day long. That was the encouragement. And I think I just needed that to just get all the other chatter out of my head of all the things I could say, or maybe they need to know about this, and just stay really focused on what our message was. So that part of preparing the talk was really helpful. And then all of behind the scenes, that was the times when we wanted to either cry or throw our computers out the window. I don't know how many times in the evening my husband saw me pacing around. I can't figure it out. I can't find the link. I can't, But just holding fast to, okay, everything's figure outable. We can do this. And just keeping in mind that it was going to help. Like I just kept, it's like, it's going to help. And at the same time, like, some things that I had been doing over and over that wasn't working, like all of a sudden started working. And it was like really sudden. And on social media and my email list, and I think it was just the extra encouragement to keep doing it, that what we have to offer is so valuable. Pages of notes on each person's thing. And I'm not a photographer, but my daughter is. And so I loved Rachel's because it's got me thinking about positioning ourselves as experts. And no matter what our field is, and being the go-to person, which is what I said I wanted all along when I started this. I wanted to be the one that people call when they don't know what to do with their kids. So that talk is like about halfway through, is like my notes were all about like how to do that, you know? Yeah, so it's just been a great process. And I would just, I mean, I'm telling all my friends that want to be coaches and have their own business, like you have to go through this process. Debbie's great, you know, come join us, you know?
Well, thank you for that. I might not get this correct, Michelle, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But when you started, and again, Michelle already had a thriving business. She already had a brand. She already had a website. She had a marketing message. Many of the things that we do inside of our coaching, Michelle already had all those things. She had a beautiful book. She had clients, all of that. So she was coming to us really with a successful business before she ever started. But as you got narrowed down on this particular thing we were going to focus on, and you are shifting more from therapy to coaching everybody everywhere, I think I remember a few times like, this isn't working. Like, it's not happening like it should or as fast as it should. And again, please correct me, but it was like, just hold fast to what we're doing. Keep going. There is this crazy moment when you're like, wow, all of a sudden it's working, and it compounds. There's a little bit of trust involved. Do you want to share about that, Michelle?
Yeah, I did have a business as a therapist in Idaho, seeing clients going into their homes, but it was a real like step of faith to jump into the coaching part of it. And so I had some things really set in place, but I wasn't getting any exposure or like getting in front of people. And so when we first started talking, I was like, this is what I want to do, but I just cannot get in front of the right people. Like, I had about 300 people on Instagram, and I have an email list that's about 700 people, but nobody was responding. It's like nothing was really happening. But I think just really staying focused on this is what I do, and also getting really in tune with like how I want to show up really helped, because that's what really I think changed things with Instagram. I had a couple of reels that went viral. I have one that's going viral right now, so I'm getting about 1,000 people a day following again. And I felt like it started making me feel like I own this space. This is who I am, and this is how I want to show up. And I'm going to have fun with it, because if we're going to do all this, especially now, it's got to be fun. And I'm no longer like looking at the work, like jobs emails that I get on what other jobs are out there. Because I was like, okay, this is not working. What am I going to do? So just having fun with it. And also like keeping in mind who we're talking to. If we're doing stuff on Instagram, if we're making videos, like I have a YouTube channel, sending out emails every week, like those are people I'm coaching. That's how I see it now. I'm coaching
Yes.
those people. And so that's my goal, is to coach somebody every day, whether they're paying me or not. So if I don't have anybody paid that day, then I'm putting something out there for somebody.
Wow. Okay. That's a nugget everybody should steal. She sees her emails and her social media as coaching people. That is a completely different attitude to show up in. Beautiful, Michelle. I love that. Listen, just as a coaching note to you, please remind me on Monday that we need to set up some automation for you so you can be growing your email list off your Instagram and off your YouTube. That is going so well. So we'll talk about that on Monday. Thanks again, Michelle, so much for being here. I want to go to Kathleen next, because I know you too need to drop off. We've all had a very busy day. Kathleen, do you want to talk about what's happened for you? Because you too also have a business that was already thriving. You had a website. I mean, you've been in business a long time. Had a medical practice. You had a website. You had just updated your website. And here you came to work with us. So do you want to share about that?
Yes, what I want to share is that I made a change. You can change, you know? So, yeah, going from running a medical practice to, and actually, the reason that I closed my medical practice was because I knew I had this call, and my body told me through a health issue that it was time to follow this call to work more deeply on a soul level. And so that has been a new adventure as far as really honing in on what and how I can share everything that I know and help many women. And I have clients, of course, male clients as well. But for women, we're all really relearning how to tune into our soul. What is it that your soul's saying to you? And one of the things I found in common with all of the speakers too is that everything that we're talking about is for healing. We're all talking about some way to heal ourselves, some way to stabilize also, to bring more stability into our lives. And the way the world is going right now, we can certainly use more stability. And one of the ways I've found, and of course, I've loved singing all my life. And when I discovered crystal singing bowls, it just took that to a whole new level of really connecting with the soul, really feeling into that more expanded energy and touching into those deeper aspects of ourself, which are really integral to moving forward in our life, and to also acknowledging the beauty and the love and the wisdom that is inherent in every woman. And so that's definitely what I've been gaining from this experience in working with you, Debbie, and listening to all of the speakers. Just so much appreciation for how we all have something to give. You know, we all have these beautiful wisdom, these beautiful life experiences that we want, that can be part of what we are to share and to teach and to give support and help to others. And so that's been just really beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just share about Kathleen. When she came to work with us, from my perspective as somebody who helps everybody with marketing, I was like, we got to make sure that your message, people understand it, because she has some understanding that not many people have. And the people that she's in community with, they all know what she's talking about. But the rest of everybody else who can really benefit from her work, they need kindergartner language. They need to connect through a really basic understanding. So that has been, which is why I mentioned during our summit debrief that, you know, I really studied everything that she did and has done. So I too was well versed to be able to talk about that, because all of us as coaches are sometimes guilty about talking about something in such a big way that the person that we're talking to or we want to talk to is like, not even hearing us because it's not really connecting. We've had the opportunity to do that with Kathleen. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, Norma, how about you?
Oh my goodness, this summit has been incredible. I resonated with every single person. It's just been an incredible experience. I think more so than the last summit. I don't know what it is. I think I can't remember who said it, the nervous system regulation. I think that was like the main takeaway that I got from everybody's talk, and healing, and how all of that impacts what I do as a functional coach. Stress, cortisol, all of that impacts weight loss and why people can't lose weight, because we live in such an environment that it's go, 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 do. And there's no time for us to regulate and to calm our nervous system down. And I think that it's been just a phenomenal learning event.
Yeah, well, I have to also just say, I think what has changed also about Norma is that Norma is a different person from the last summit. When we worked with her at the last summit, she was landing her first clients, her first calls. There was a lot of newness to everything. She was just beginning to really understand technology, a lot of things going on. And you have become, since our last summit, a completely different woman in business. And so I would suspect that's a little bit of why this summit feels different to you too, is because you're different.
Absolutely. I think I've grown. I've had a lot of growth in not only technology, but in the business, and just all the things that you and Thais teach us. It's just been such a benefit to me. Someone who doesn't understand a lot of the coaching or business, the strategies and all that. And then you guys have just taken it to a whole new level. And that's why I'm still here a couple of years later with you guys.
Yeah.
But it's just been phenomenal. And ladies, I am so appreciative of everything everybody talked about. I'm blown away. I even bought the VIP, which I did last year, but I bought it because I'm like, oh my God, I've got to listen to this because my daughter needs to hear that and my sister needs to hear that. And it's just so many golden nuggets were spoken in this summit that it was just wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Monique, you want to talk about the preparation process? You were also a second time summit speaker and I hope a third coming up, but you want to share a little bit about that as well?
The preparation process, I will say, was easier this time because I was able to see everything that we had to do from the beginning to the end. So there is much more confidence. I got my work done a whole lot faster. When we do anything, anytime we do something the first time, it doesn't matter what it is. Think about all the different topics that we've heard in this coaching today. We hear something for the first time and our brain tells us this is going to be hard. Yeah. It just tells us it's going to be hard. I mean, how do we really know it's going to be hard? Like, we create a thought, we create and we tell ourselves something. And I like to tell my clients, it's not hard, it's new. I literally have that on a label maker on the bottom of my screen here in capital letters. It says, it's not hard, it's new. So last time I felt like it was hard on some level. It was because I just didn't know what to expect. This time I had more confidence. I did my work, did my homework, did my prep. I just said homework, but Debbie's my coach. So she's coaching me on what I need to do to grow my business. So if I believe my coach and what she says to do, because it works, why would I say, oh, well, Debbie said to do this, but I'm going to go over here and waste my time and do something else. So I believed her. It works. What she says works. And so if you are wanting to become a coach, or you are new at coaching, or you're not new at coaching, sign up for Debbie's classes because she's fantastic. But the preparation between last time and this time, it took me less time.
Yeah.
Because I had learned something. It brought my practice time. But I will tell you, I've also been watching how Debbie runs her business in other areas, not just in the summit. I'm going to tell you that this presentation that I did today is I'm going to use this every month as an anchor talk every single month to bring people in. That's what I'm going to use to come into my business. And that is exactly how I came across Debbie. I found her somewhere on social and she was doing these workshops and I was like, I'm going to go to these workshops. And I kept learning and learning until I was like, okay, I believe her. I believe she can do what she says she can do. And she does. And thank you from me and from all of the coaches for the time and the energy and the heart you have put in us, in this, and the belief. She gives belief when there are times where I was thinking, there's just no way I can get this done. And Debbie's, yes, you can. And then I'm like, you know what? I do the same thing with my own clients.
Yeah.
They come to me with a disbelief in whatever that we're talking about, and then we're able to make a shift. So the preparation was easier because I learned something. And once we learned anything, it always becomes easier.
Yes. I want to just touch on too, because it was her second summit. One of the things that was fun is this time we talked about different things, like what is the free coaching session going to look like? Everybody had a format or has a format for those calls. What is that going to look like? What should your schedule be for those free coaching sessions? What time should you open up? All of that is like a different layer from where she was the first time, which is like, how do I set up my slides? And what is my talk going to be about? So there's always like a new level of advancement to go through. I appreciate you so much for saying that. Also, just want to point out, she mentioned that she's going to use the workshop. And I will use this word one time because I don't typically say it with our clients, but we basically help everybody set up a funnel. I don't use the word funnel because most new coaches are like, their brain is on fire thinking about a funnel, but that's essentially what you walk away with, which is the talk with the freebie, with the emails, with an email list, with clients, with a social media exposure having sent regular emails. So you really have a funnel and an infusion into your business. Thanks for that reminder too, Monique. Okay, Rachel, I'm going with you and then we'll wrap it up with Soul.
Okay.
Tell us about your experience. I want to mention before you start that Rachel also had a business already. She has shared with us during our summit talk. If you have an opportunity to listen back, please do. She was already very successful at what she was doing. She is shifting gears and educating photographers. And so she didn't need my help with branding or a website, or she had that stuff already figured out and was already making plenty of money. So you want to take it from there?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understood how I know how to build a business, but online business is definitely like new to me. And you just were so helpful. The summit it was a lot of stuff, especially during the busiest time of my photo business. But I got through it, I did it, and thank God for all your help because I was so confused. It's hard when it's new. I think, was it Norma or was it Monique? You just said that it was new because I could talk all day long about photography and how to do that. But niching and figuring out your niche and who you're talking to and putting a presentation that somebody will listen to. And I have to say, I looked at my emails and I got 20 plus downloads on my meditation, which is awesome. But there's a glitch on it, but it's okay. I'm going to work it all out because that's what we do, right? We just figure it out.
Yeah.
But you were so helpful and helping me hone down and get the niche and get the slides and the presentation tight and targeted and helpful. And I think that is a reflection of your work, the 20 downloads instantly almost, it seems. And I honestly, I'm just happy to help somebody. You know, if I help somebody, I'll be happy. And I know more is going to come and I'm going to stick with it. And I'm excited because I'm just starting. You guys are veterans. I'm completely fresh and new and going through this process. I'm like, oh God, I got to really stick with Debbie now because I just know I'm going to see more results later, which I'm so excited about because my vision for my future is to just help as many people realize that they can literally make amazing money doing what they love. And I see these people in corporate America, every other conversation I have about corporate America employees, they're miserable. And it breaks my heart because I'm like, I'm not really miserable. I'm so happy and grateful, like Bob Proctor says. And I just think that you are such a huge help in really honing it in, getting it dialed in, niching it in. And I just know that come next year, I'll be able to do this a lot better and figure out all the moving pieces better. Like Monique said, I'll just have a better understanding of how to do it. It'll be easier. And then I'll just keep growing and I'll have more stories to be like, oh my gosh, you guys, I literally helped this many people this year. And holy cow, this is amazing. This is what life is about. And we should all have a coach that teaches us this, like Debbie. Like you're a little bit like my swim coach, like my swim coach really was a huge figure for me in life, just in life in general, even though he was with me just for those high school years. And I think it's just it's a testament of you're doing your work that God has you or the universe, whatever you believe in, has you here to do.
Wow.
I love it. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to cry just because her niche is so specific. She coaches photographers. We are like 2 hours from her talk that she just gave, where she shared her QR code. And the fact that there was I would say when you talked, maybe 70 people in the audience listening, that you have 20 downloads. That means that people from the audience shared it with people that they knew.
Yeah.
Or we had photographers here because you were promoting it on your social media. I promoted it to my list. Everybody else promoted it to their people. Just an example of you can't there's an opportunity for everybody. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. That just
I know. I honestly think more will come, I'm going to have to email them a new link, but it's okay.
It's no problem. I can help you with that. That's no problem.
Yeah, I already sent the email out. That's why I was a little late to the call.
Yeah.
But it all works out. And honestly, like I said, if I can just help one person realize that they can do what they love and make money doing at it, and they don't have to do corporate America, I would be happy, honestly, because I know that would be a gift and a blessing to me somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Because God is good.
Amen to that. That's awesome. Okay. So you want to wrap it up for us?
Listen to this. Speaking of just like the incredible exposure that this summit provides us as coaches, my talk wasn't over yet. So it was like minute 28 when I got a text from my virtual assistant saying, you just got over 20 calls booked. Yeah. Over 20 people requested an assessment. Yeah, my talk wasn't even over yet. I have plenty of work to do between now and then. And I want to celebrate this because it is a wonderful accomplishment. But here's why this matters to the listener. I came to Debbie with more problems than solutions. I told her I want to build a business with no social media. I don't want to do a QR code. I don't want to do a guide or a downloadable something. I don't want to promote myself on any kind of large public platform. I want red on all of my content. Like I gave her all these problems that I couldn't figure out by myself. And at no point did Debbie say, no, that's not going to work, or no, you can't do that. I'm going to speak to you specifically, Debbie. You are so gifted in the way that you teach and coach and facilitate. And when you say no, sometimes it hurts because I'm like, oh, I wanted her to say yes, but your no's are just not right now, just not right now. And you build the ladder and you help me see the steps it's going to take to turn that no into a yes. And that is so powerful. You're from an executor to another, your ability to make decisions on the spot that some of us can stay in analysis paralysis for days, weeks, years. I have seen you make executive decisions that are life-changing on our group calls that I admire about you. So thank you for allowing me to be me and not forcing me into, well, everyone else has to do it this way. Everyone that works with Debbie is part of a really exclusive, I think it's exclusive because it's incredibly useful, Facebook group. But because I refuse to join Facebook, I don't get those benefits. And that's my personal choice because Soul here prefers the path of most resistance. That's okay. That's what I choose to do. I don't mind proving people. If I prove them right, that's okay, you know? But I get so much satisfaction if I get to prove someone wrong, right? And then I get to do something different. And then I really own it and love it. And then I can shape it in a more nuanced way that fits my high touch personality. So you, Debbie, never forced me to do anything I didn't want to do. And you allowed my nuances to work. And you always found a way to make my big, almost weird requests possible. And so thank you. Thank you for building the summit. Thank you for all the ways that you support each and every one of us. Thank you for your coaching calls. I am so excited about September. I know, Debbie, you have the dates, but everyone, if you're listening, save your spot as soon as you can. This summit is only getting better and better. I'm certain that it's going to sell out, and those VIP tickets are amazing. Get yourself a VIP ticket. Give them away as gifts. They're going to be fantastic. Debbie, you're wonderful. Thank you so much. And kudos to every presenter from today and the rest of this weekend. Hard work. I've seen a lot of it from behind the curtains, and kudos to everyone here.
Oh my gosh. Soul is such a beautiful soul, isn't she? She's such a beautiful soul. Your kindness just never ends. I want to mention something about Soul. She came to me, and on our very first call, she shared what she was going to do. And I'm not going to say what that is, but I'm going to tell you it is working with, I'm going to say one company that every single one of us has something delivered to our house from every single week. I'll just leave it at that. Her plan to work with these companies, and she has connections to do it. And on the very first, before we decided to work together, I said, no, you can't do that. And so that is what she's alluding to. I was like, you can't do that until you do this. And then she circled back around with kind of another angle. Well, what about this person? I said, you can't do that until you do this. It is, I appreciate you for taking that path too, because I know that you will be working with these companies that you have determined that you're going to work with. I know it's inevitable. It's just about getting in the right order to get there. Good things are happening for everybody. Okay. So much love to you guys. I wish I was with you all. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for attending the summit. All their links are right here in the comments. We'll see you guys in September, and you speakers. Again, thanks so much love to all you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.